down and hired the remorseless mercenary Tito Oric to get the job done. The first target was Pat Angel. Now it is Cowpoke Paul on the hit list. And I have to wonder, if Lebanon Dawn is not out here right now, just where the hell is he, and what is he plotting next for RYSE Wrestling, excuse me.
So 2 points. One, who was holding the pin that got his name on that list? I certainly don't think that the Lebanon Dawn just randomly chose Cowpoke Paul. No, Cowpoke Paul decided to stick his cowpoke nose, into the business of the Lebanon Dawn. There is a principle that the second half of it is and find out. And well, if you're gonna find out, that brings us to point number 2. You don't get car trouble and then ask your neighbor to take a look at the carburetor or your dentist. No, you hire the professional. You want the work done right, you hire the professional. And that is what Tito is, a professional at hurting people.
Well, you're right about that. A native of the war-torn Bosnia.
Not exactly a strawberry field.
Conflict and violence are what raised Tito Oric. He has no conscience. He works for the cash. You meet his number, and he'll get the job done.
What do you work for, Jim? What are they paying you in? Bananas and Necco wafers? Hot dogs and T-shirts? Or do you accept money as well?
I prefer the cash.
Exactly. You cannot blame Tito Oric for doing what he does simply because he does it well and is willing to make a living out of it.
Well, he just doesn't have any conscience.
Again, do you think he writes conscience in on the note line of the check?
And that's what I'm talking about. Because this is not about winning a professional wrestling contest for Tito Oric. He shoved Cowpoke Paul out of the ring where you cannot win the matchup, because the bottom line is Tito Oric is not being paid to pin Cowpoke 1, 2, 3. He's not being paid to make Cowpoke Paul submit. He's being paid the hefty cash from the Lebanon Dawn to take out to eliminate Cowpoke Paul from RYSE Wrestling. Look out!
And Paul had a quick answer for that. It's going to take that level of explosive offense if you want to get past Tito Oric. And make no mistake, you might win the match, but the true victory is if you survive the match against Tito Oric.
And that's what makes Tito so damn dangerous. Look out.
Look at that strength.
Paul's got nowhere to go. Oh my God, whiplash.
Landed hard on the tuchus.
And if the eyes tell the story, the very cold, icy, calculating eyes of Tito Oric tell you the exact narrative that brought him to RYSE Wrestling.
And I want to point out, you hear the boos of the crowd. You hear the disapproval, and you see Tito just bathing in it, just enjoying it. He doesn't care what any of these people think, because none of these people write his check. He knows the job, and he's out there to get it done.
But we know who does write those checks. It's the Lebanon Dawn.
Yeah.
And he's got some very deep pockets, and he has been a real power broker in the wrestling circuit for the past 5 or 6 years. You know that as well as I do.
I've been in other promotions and seen the effect that man can have, especially when he brings in his cadre of bone breakers, for lack of a better term. Oh, almost an axe bomber.
Cowpoke was checking his teeth. And I think it goes without saying, Jay Worth, you do not get a nickname like the Bosnian Bone Breaker by accident.
Yeah, it's not ironic.
How many bones have those hands broken? How many ligaments have those hands torn and snapped?
Let's not be facetious here. It's not just the hands. It's the shoulder, it's the elbow, it's the kicks, it's the knees, it's the slams. He has 100 ways to hurt you. And when he gets through those 100, he'll find 100 more.
And the smack of the flesh, the bone-on-bone contact, those sounds, they are a violent symphony that's playing out inside that squared circle.
And Cowpoke Paul, bless his sweet summer child heart, trying to fight against Tito Oric.
The way that Tito works at such a direct and authoritative pace shows you that he's not in there for style points.
No, it is the quickest path from A to B, beginning and end.
Oh man, Cowpoke ricocheted and Yakuza kick right up to the face. As dangerous as those hands are, I believe the mindset and the motivation are what make Tito Oric a great white shark in the ocean of professional wrestling.
And now he just slaps on a choke out. Not quite a sleeper. He's not pushing the head forward. He's just pulling back on the neck, constricting the airway, constricting the blood flow.
And he may look to asphyxiate Cowpoke Paul here. But we know how tenacious Cowpoke Paul is.
He's worked his way up to his feet. Now, a side jawbreaker stuns Tito.
Oh man, what elevation, what impact. Finds two.
He threw him into the air and at the same time kept hold of him and then snugged him in and dropped him Samoan style. Well, if I'm Paul, I'm just crawling under that rope, crawling to the back, getting my stuff and going home. It just live to fight another day, Cowpoke. This trail only ends in one place, and it's a slaughter yard.
Well, Tito may look to pick the bones off of the Cowpoke, but the Cowpoke will not back down. It may not be the smartest thing to do, but Cowpoke Paul is going to fight with every breath left in his body.
I mean, unfortunately, that may be the price he pays. Yeah, that might be the last breath in his body.
And you know that Tito would not hesitate to make that happen.
By any means necessary.
Malcolm said it, and Tito is playing it out in that squared circle right now. But can Paul rally?
Catching those rights and answering back. Hey, this is the strategy, but you can't let up.
And Cowpoke may have even injured that wrist because you saw him hesitate there. Oh, man. You can see the effects of this matchup really pouring onto Cowpoke. He's fighting with everything he's got.
But Oric not off his feet yet.
Defensive wrestling turning into offensive wrestling for the former RYSE Grand Champion.
He thought he'd be cute and do a little do-si-do.
And finally, Cowpoke, a light at the end of the tunnel. Can the Cowpoke capitalize?
Catching a bulldog.
And what egg on the face would the Lebanon Dawn have if his hired hitman comes up short here?
Yeah, but let's be honest. Do you want to incur more wrath from the Lebanon Dawn?
Big collision. 2.5.
I mean, you saved a friend and you got a bone breaker sent after you. That was step 1.
And Cowpoke here could be going for that trademark Dust Bowl DDT.
And
Wait,
who is she?
I don't know who she is, but she shouldn't be up on the ring apron. Oh, wait a minute. I think she just gouged the eyes of Cowpoke Paul.
And now,
who is this wench on the ring apron?
I don't know, but Oric has a modified choke again and keeps lifting up for
Oh
additional
my God,
pressure.
Cowpoke,
He's out.
gone limp. Cowpoke is unconscious. And we said it wasn't about the win. It's clearly not, because Tito is not releasing that hold. Cowpoke Paul is in danger right here. We need to get some damn help out here.
The message is being sent.
Where is security, damn it?